I've also got the external springs on the landing gear, so the strength is just much more suited and compliant. That's the 1.0mm wire by 6mm diameter by 20mm long. In the prior existing link, just put 2mm bolts, and they fit in with just fractional preload, so that way the wheel stays out. Very good travel. There's also a limiting link, so it's got a slot at the top end, so it can't go more than that amount, so that's about 15mm of gear travel. That way it can't overstretch the spring. Plus, I don't know if you can see it here, the wheels said they cant inwards and they go, or they say that it's straight, they go as it folds back, and that makes it steer madly, so you don't want much travel. So I want compliant suspension, but a limit so it can't steer too madly.
Hours. Throttle active. Have you reset the timer? Volt. 29.3.
I forgot to use takeoff flaps.
23 milliamp
Oh well.
hours.
So I normally use takeoff flaps to help it get in the air quicker, but holy cow, that's coming down fast.
29.7
So there's wind coming off the tree line. Once again, that causes turbulence, and this plane hates turbulence, just wobbles around. So that was a really long takeoff, considering. So forgetting to put down the takeoff flaps really affected it.
31 volts, 37 amps.
And then when I turned to come back, I was so far away I wanted to turn sharp. It wasn't happy with that idea. Oh, do that quick. I did it so late and heading towards a tree line. And I thought, oh, yeah, drop. It's just dropping miles out of those turns. I remember working out you need opposite aileron to
1,221 milliamp hours. 29.5 volts, 45 amps, 1,571.5 milliamps, 2,275 milliamp hours. 29.2 volts, 40.4 amps, 2,455 milliamp hours. 32.6 amps, 2,725 milliamp hours.
It accelerates in the climbs. I mean, it's only like a 30-40 degree climb. So you've got tons of power to fly up out of, you know, if you're going too slow.
29.4 volts, 25.6 amps, 3,016 milliamp
Time
hours.
to consider landing, so we'll gear out, low level flaps,
stage 1, 28.
use rudders to turn. Oh my god, this is so wonky. Full flaps,
amps,
rudders to turn.
1,190 milliamp hours. Flaps
That is wavering around in that turbulence. Holy crap, that's exciting. That's trouble.
13.4
At least the missile roll popped off.
3,300.
I couldn't decide how much power to add. I gave it a burst just to visually make it slower, but there was no way it was going to level out and fly onwards for a second landing. Boy oh boy, is that just flinging around in that crosswind. Both missile rails came off. hair raising. The L39 just lands fantastic, hardly even knows it, has a bit of a waggle in flight, but the F-18 just hates turbulence.
29.9 volts, 0.2
But
amps.
between the missile rails coming off and the landing gear absorbing all the dramas very well, you can pretty well have
29.9 volts,
bizarro landings like that and still survive anyway.
amps, 3,000.
But we'll check it over, make sure it is all alright,
6 milliamp hours.
and then we'll be back in the air.
Throttle active. Have you reset the
So we won't be
timers?
doing anything aggressive,
Stage 1,
putting too much demand on the wings.
33.5 volts, 2.3 amps, 11 milliamp hours. Flaps retracted.
So the problem is I can't
milliamp
really do anything. Well, I'm not sure. I don't know.
hours. 29.6
I suppose that's not an overly demanding
100.
maneuver.
9 amps.
It might be on the down line and
100 milliamp hours. 9 volts. 39.8 amps. 1,764 milliamp hours. 29.8 volts. 40.4 amps. 1,943 milliamp hours. 5 volts. 39.6 amps. 2,296 552 milliamp hours. 29.2 volts. 43.1 amps. 2
watching, didn't get blown over that time.
89 milliamp hours. 29.1 volts. 43.5 amps. 2,983 milliamp hours.
Now it's time to prepare to land, so we'll back right off.
29.3
Gear out.
volts. 18
Low level flaps. Now it won't turn anymore.
3,000
Gotta stay high over all those trees and whatever's over there.
milliamp hours. Flap stage 1. 29.2
Full flaps.
volts. 31.5 amps. 3,302
It's landing much better. It's not as wonky yet.
Flap set for landing.
And you can see like how smooth that just runs across the grass.
1.1 amps.
Oh, that's pressure to keep those wings level. But I didn't have any severe gusts and problems to deal with, so it was actually very minor. That's airborne.
Flaps retracted.
We'll check out the roll trim. Needs a little bit of right still. Wind's back.
Milliamp hours. 29.8 volts. 56 amps. 1,606 milliamp hours. 28.8 volts, 104
Not supposed to be doing
amps,
high wing loading things.
1,846 milliamp hours. Flap stage 1. Flaps set for landing. 30 volts, 15.1 amps, 2,564 milliamp hours. Flaps retracted. 8 milliamp hours. Flap stage 1. Flaps set for landing. 29.9 volts, 11 amps, 2,884 milliamp hours. Flaps retracted. 28.9
Gear down.
volts, 51 amps.
So what I'll do, I'm not gonna use flaps until I turn into.
72 milliamp
Yeah,
hours.
so that's turning easy. So now I'm gonna go to full flap seeing I'm already turned.
29.2 volts, 27.6 amps, 3,439 milliamp hours.
Look at that landing,
Flaps
look at that
set for
suspension.
landing, 29.6 volts, 7.8 amps.
That was very clear, like the last landing, but this was even clearer demonstration of how smooth the fuselage remains across this bumpy grass.